For 2013, the Lexus LS features the latest version of Lexus's remote touch infotainment system. It's a split screen, similar to what BMW has with iDrive, and I personally love it because I can see that I'm listening to Lou Rawls and that I'm on Green Street in Cambridge, and I don't have to toggle through a couple of different menus. It looks like a touchscreen, but it isn't. You actually have a mouse, the remote touch, that you can use to make different selections. It is a mouse that has a little motor inside, and it gives you a nudge when you are on the right button, when you're on an actual physical button on the screen. It's certainly interesting. It's a bit polarizing. Some people don't like it as much as others do. At the Frankfurt Auto Show, we saw a Lexus concept that got rid of the mouse and instead actually had a touchpad like you might have on a laptop. And it'll be very interesting to see if that actually makes it to production and what the newest version of remote touch might be. In fact, remote touch might be the most appropriate descriptor on this car because absolutely everything about it is completely imperceptible. Suspension is computer controlled. You can get a version of it with an air suspension. This particular one still uses coils, but it feels like it's the most stable car on the road. I've rarely felt anything that just glides over bumps but absorbs them, but it still feels like you're actually driving a car. And the interior touches and the finishes are just incredible. You have these displays for the temperature on the climate control. When you press a button, it just doesn't switch from one number to another. There's a small animation, and it's not overwrought. The control on the center console is just so smooth. You press the button and it just glides open and shut. The shifter, the feel to it, it's basically made out of unobtainium. The wood, the leather, it's just done well, and I really appreciate that. Driving this car, you would never begin to guess that there is a 4.6-liter, 360 horsepower V8 under the hood that's capable of, in this all-wheel drive trim, 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. Handling, even in tight streets and tight corners like this, it's a very maneuverable car. You forget how large it is, and it is a full size. I mean, it's a very big car. The back seat is really spacious. If it isn't spacious enough for you, you can actually move the passenger seat forward and stretch your legs some more. I'm not going to say that it's the most dynamic car when it comes to handling. I've driven it out in the highways and open roads and a couple of back roads and country roads, and if I were looking for dynamic handling, I'd probably take an Audi A8 or a Jaguar XJ over this, and the price is right on those too. And this particular car doesn't have a ton of options, and it's in the low 80s. That's a lot of money. But if you're looking for a car that basically hits all the right notes, it doesn't do anything groundbreaking, doesn't do anything different, but does everything well, the Lexus LS is your best bet.